Good morning, everyone. Well, welcome to another episode of Team Mental Fitness, and our topic this morning is productive time management. And I'll be your facilitator, Mayowa Ko. So we'll start with an opening quote that says, "Time is our life served to us in daily portions." This is a quote that I actually coined out, looking at the fact that if you see every of the life spent, you realize that it's actually seconds that actually graduated into minutes, into hours, and decades and centuries, as the case may be. So it is basically our lives that has been broken down to us in daily measures. And it leaves us with one question: how exactly are you spending your time? Because 1 hour of your time spent is like 1 hour of your life that has gone, that can never be recovered. So we'll go further by asking a particular question: why time management matters. Why time management matters. Time is equal to life. I can say that again and again and again. I can't overemphasize it, but we just need to understand the fact that our time is the same or is equal to our life. How you spend your time determines how you live your life. The difference between busy people and productive people is focus. And one major thing that I would like to mention here is the fact that we have a lot of activities, we have a lot of things calling for our attention. Oh, you need to do this, you need to attend to that, you are busy here, you are busy there, work is calling, family is calling, career is calling, growth, personal development, exercise, diet, every other thing like that you can think of. They all seem to be important. They are calling for your attention. Now it's left to you to now decide or to think, how do I really manage all this together? How do I put everything together in such a way that I don't burn out, I don't feel stressed, I don't feel like, oh God, which one do I start with? Where do I begin from? And all of that. The key, the primary key is focus. And the question is, what really matters to you? When you are able to figure out what matters, priority, being able to prioritize would enable you to focus on what matters per time. Productivity isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. Sometimes everybody wants to feel like, okay, I have to attend to everything. No, you don't have to attend to everything. The first question to ask is, what really needs my attention? Priority. It's very key and it's very important when it comes to time management. And the truth is, we lose time not because we don't have enough, but because we don't plan it. A lot of us will say, oh, this time is not, I wish we had 32 hours in a day, I wish we had 48 hours. Even if you have 100 hours in a day, it will still not be enough. Because come to think about it, 24 hours make one day, right? You don't just have one day as an entirety. You have 1 week, you have 1 month, you have 1 year, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. What exactly are you doing with that time? It's a question that we want to have at the back of our minds. Now, if we are able to say that, okay, I want to make do and manage my time properly, then it starts from planning. First, you want to reflect and think, how have I spent the last 1 week, or even the last 1 day that just passed, yesterday? How was it spent? By the time you're able to do a proper journal, you will understand what has taken your time the most. Where is your 24 hours going the most? And how can you now structure better to know how to properly channel or spread whatever you need to spread that time on? So the most important thing we need to do here is to ensure that we plan our time. Reflect on how you have spent your day, make a journal of it, and ensure that, okay, the next day I want to do 1, 2, 3. You don't have to list too many things, just major things that you want to work on. It could just even be one thing, just one major thing that you want to spend a time on. Okay, I prioritize this as important and I want to spend this time doing this. And by the time you are done doing it, you know that yes, you have actually achieved something important that day. That way, you will know that you have been able to achieve or manage your time well. We move on to tips for productive time management. Tips for productive time management. Sometimes we say, well, I want to achieve my goals. I have the goal of becoming a billionaire. And the way we live our day-to-day lives is just thinking like, oh my, if this person continues like this, you just remain where you are without any improvements. And I believe that's not us. So one major thing we want to do is to be able to identify 3 key factors, because it's easy for you to say that I choose to live a life of my dreams. It's easy to decide that you want to start living a life of your dreams, but are you really starting out living that life? It starts from the first second. The very first second that you actually have that spike of energy that, oh, I would like to live a better life. Or maybe you saw somebody that motivated you and you realize that, oh, how did this person actually spend their 24 hours, couple of days that, went into years, and you are seeing them, maybe a colleague that you knew in school, and then somehow at the let's say like 10 years later on, it looks like that person is doing well with life, and you are wondering, how did this person go about it? One major key thing is, aside from that motivation that you are having, seeing a successful colleague or someone that inspires you, there is also the ability to understand that you need to put action into that spike of energy that comes in. Now, we listed here focus, time, and energy. You need to identify your peak hours. That moment where you feel energized to want to make a change. Oh, I want to be a better person. That is a peak moment for you, for example. And the moment you start out putting pen to paper and stating 1 or 2 things that you want to do differently, then the change or transformation has just begun. It's easy to stick to it, and you don't want to start with something really difficult. Just something simple that you can consistently do. Before you know it, you will see a drastic change. So we are combining 3 things here: focus, time, and energy. It will lead to productivity for every day-to-day activity and interaction. So identify your peak hours, where you think, work, and create best. For some people, it's naturally morning seasons or their morning times. When they are able to make do with their mornings, they are able to achieve a lot. And for some people, it's at night. They are night owls. They prefer to stay up while others are already asleep, and then they are able to achieve a lot of things during that time. You have to figure out what actually works best for you. Sometimes you may actually have to track your day. Okay, when was the time that my mood was really up? When was the time that I just felt like I don't even feel like doing everything? I don't feel like doing anything. Even though I have all the old time in the world, I just don't feel like doing anything. You need to know your up times and your down times. And the truth also is the fact that you also have to come to a point where you regulate. Now, there are times that you might not feel like doing some things, but you need to push yourself, give yourself a little push. So you might not achieve so much like your best times, your peak periods, but at least to an extent you'll be able to do 1 or 2 things that you have already figured out to do. And that's where it's very important to itemize 1, 2, 3 things that are very important to you per day. So we move on to the act of prioritization. And this is a very popular matrix, ancient hour matrix, that talks about itemizing what is important to you: the urgent and the important but not urgent, the urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important. A lot of us fall into the category of urgent and important, and then neither important nor urgent. It's very funny. That's the 2 opposite ends. This one that is very urgent and important, and this one that is not urgent and is not important. But it's wrong. We're actually living life the wrong way, in quotes, so to speak. Urgent and important starts with clear deadlines and consistent consequences for not taking immediate action. Take, for instance, there is a crisis, or maybe there's a deadline, you have to do this. If you don't do it, then just think about something that is not palatable. So this particular area is where you see people, oh, I have to do this, and then you see them really, really focused and doing what they have to do because there is a deadline. But it doesn't have to be at this box all the time. This one on the other end is all this maybe scrolling Instagram, social media, enjoying yourself, just having fun, having a nice day, enjoying around the comfort zone, sleeping, gisting, anything that brings, comfort to your soul, to your body. That's where this one is. Items or tasks that you are supposed to delete is what you will romance. And then when you are now done romancing this one, the important things that you have not attended to will now become urgent. Then you find yourself here. And it just looks like everybody is running and rushing through like, oh, I'm busy, I don't have time. Oh, the time you had time, what were you using it for? Something that was supposed to be deleted. Something that was not really impactful. Something that was not necessary was where that time was mostly spent. And we have here important but not urgent. I tell you the truth and I do not lie. This is where we are supposed to spend most of our time, at least 80% of our time. Something is important. Oh, there is a meeting ahead. Maybe there's an announcement in 2 weeks' time, in 3 weeks' time. We also have started planning for that. Schedule it and put necessary preparations in place. Oh, there is an event. All the preparations, like almost getting ready and preparing like it is urgent. But no, you are not pressurized. Why? Because it is just important, but not yet urgent. And by the time you are able to successfully do this, you realize that when it is time, you don't even have issues here. You don't have any business here. Or let me say is, except if you have any emergency case. That's when you just find out that, oh, okay, maybe something came up without your notice or an impromptu tax. And that's where you find yourself here. And that is just for little tax. It's not going to be for everything that you do day to day. So this priority box is very good. And it helps us to itemize our things. Now, for each of these boxes, I don't just want us to see it as a box, but we can see it as a list. We can put a list here, a to-do list, a to-do list, a to-do list, and a to-do list here. Okay, what are those things that I really find really urgent and important that I want to do now? Let me list them down. What are those things that I know that, okay, they are important, but it's not urgent? Let me list them down. It's not just the graphics or the pictures that we are seeing, but you are actually seeing your to-do list here. What are those things that I know that they are urgent and not necessarily important? Can I delegate it to somebody? Yes, please help me do this and that. And then the ones that are not so necessary, we can do away with them. Because the truth is, whether we like it or not, by the time we are done with what we need to do, we can now have time. The remaining time, all those buffer periods that are not so, how do I put it now? Those buffer periods that you just feel like relaxing, you can use it for all your scrollings and every other thing that you can think of. So that's just that about the act of prioritization. It's very, very important. And then we move to planning for productivity, the 3P formula. Honestly speaking, time management is very simple. We are the ones that just make it seem like it is, one complex thing. Managing time, this, that. It's actually a simple formula. You have your plan, just the way we plan for every activity or maybe an event that is coming up. By the time you have your plan and you have a contingency plan or like a buffer period, you realize that you're able to achieve, even if it's not 100%, at least a very good percentage, say 80%, 90%, and you can tell yourself, well done, I think I've done well and I can improve on this going forward. So once you have a plan, you create a daily plan or a weekly structure plan. Not that you are planning every other thing, but you are not planning your own life. That is quite important. You have a plan, then you prioritize, rank tasks that are important, the ones that are very important. And I used to say that we can start with scribbling to-do lists. You don't need to arrange it. Just write everything that is coming to your mind. For me, sometimes when I'm praying in the morning, that's when a lot of things will be jumping on my head. Or when I'm having my bath, I'll just realize that what is wrong with my mind? It's just jumping here and there, like picking up on all of these things. And then sometimes when I want to recollect, it looks like it's taking longer. Sometimes I joke about it at home that I wish I had Alexa. I'll just, Alexa, note this down so that I can come back to it, Internet of Things, and we'll still get there. We'll get there where you can actually delegate to all these AI tools to assist you in time management. So you plan, you create all those plans that you have per time, then prioritize, rank the one that is very, very important. Most important one, most important two. Once I know I achieve 1 and 2, I think I've tried for the day. Even your mind will be at rest and say, thumbs up, you have done well. The other ones, you can attend to it. Then the next one, number 3, protect. Guard your time like treasure. When you are busy with the ones that are very important, guide it like your life. Ejo, sorry, for those that are not Yoruba speaking, please let me attend to what is needed. So here is a time box, an example of a time box. and we can see it on the screen where we focus. And sometimes too, when we are trying to arrange our time box is like, in simple word, very simple word, timetable. Very simple word. A lot of us, we went to school, primary school, secondary school, university, and we noticed that there was something that was constant. It was timetable. Whether we like it or yes. Some of us didn't really like it. Oh, I have lectures now. Oh, boring. This one is interesting. I'll go for that one. Whether you like it or not, everything was organized and structured. And that was how we were able to pass through school for the first maybe 6 years or 3 years or 4 years, as the case may be. And that is exactly what this time box is all about. Timetable, your life table. How am I actually organizing today? Because if you say I will do it tomorrow, next tomorrow will be tomorrow, and tomorrow will always keep coming. Life is going. So here is an example, and it's detailed. It's not just I'll walk or just write walk. No, internal meetings. Already this person, this is an example, already understands what that meeting is, maybe in the office, and then it's time for lunch with the team, lunch meeting, and open for meetings, interviews, records. These are buffer periods. Then this is another buffer time here. Meetings, drive time, dinner time, and family time. Everything is already structured out such that it is easy for a person or a particular human being to say, okay, this is what I want to use my time for. You have already created your time for meaningful work and your time for contingencies or buffer periods where you know that, oh, okay, maybe somebody just called you, please, can you help me? You can easily create time out. Not that you are thinking that, oh, everything is already choked up. So this is an example of a time block. What works for individuals differs. So it still comes back to your table to plan out your time based on the time box. So we move on to the next one, time-saving systems. We have different time-saving systems that can actually help us to manage our time properly. One is the Pomodoro technique. And this Pomodoro technique helps us to focus on whatever we are doing part time. It's not everybody that can focus at a stretch. We have different capacity, yes, retention capacity. So now the major thing here is know yourself. If you feel like after 20 minutes you're already feeling burned out, like, oh, I don't think I want to start this. If you stretch yourself further, the next time you might not want to even give it a try to start with. So help your body adjust. Just start. It can even be 10 minutes. Let me just start this task, 10 minutes. Before you know it, you can stretch further to 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So this idea of Pomodoro technique is, for the general rule, is 25 minutes focus and then 5 minutes break. But even if your own is 10 minutes focus and 2 minutes break, it's something. You are focusing on something and then you are being able to achieve something meaningful. So now the thing here is help yourself to achieve what you want to achieve. Give yourself break. When you have a break, it helps you to refresh. Your mind is calm. It's not thinking work. You can refresh, have a break, and then come back again. You are able to, start or continue whatever it is that you are doing. Then the next one is time blocking. I already showed us that in the previous slide. Schedule by task category. Whatever it is you want to do. Day 1, day 2. And you realize that by the time you put all this in place, you will see other spaces that you don't even know what to put in there. Those are times that are flying about and don't really have anything that you want to do. You now realize that you have so much of time in that 24 hours, thinking that you didn't have enough time in 24 hours. Then task list. Start with MIT's most important tasks. I already mentioned this during the course of the training. When you are planning, you list out all your tasks and then start ticking out the ones that are really important, most important tasks. And another thing again is to know how to know the important tasks is they are top on your mind. Something that it comes to you readily. Oh, I have to do this. Those are important tasks. Then automation. Use tools to handle repetitive work. Here, thankfully, we are in an age where we can actually make use of the Internet of Things, AI, and the likes. You can actually, delegate all of these tasks. Even if you have friends, for some people that maybe they are not so conversant with delegating or they are not used to delegating tasks, you can actually, delegate to some of these devices. For emails, you can set an alarm, schedule it. Everything is written. Even ChatGPT can help you write an email. Is that helpful? Then reminders too, alarms. Like, I cannot overstretch this. We snooze and snooze and snooze till the alarm is even tired of snoozing. So we can actually help ourselves make use of all these reminders if we really want to, live a productive life. It's vital to, stick to all these things that we have mentioned. Automation, delegate is a way of delegating. And I also mentioned the Internet of Things, where you can just speak. For some of us that have it, you can just speak to the AI, and then it gets whatever you want done at that instant. It's just to help our life to be more productive. And then we move on to managing distraction. This is the thief of time, distraction. Number one here, 3D strategies. Number one here is delete unnecessary tasks or commitments. Something that you know that is not necessary. You are the one that is able to define it. You know better based on your itinerary for the day. You can tell what is important and what is not. You are to delete unnecessary tasks or commitment. Number two, delegate what others can do. We saw that in the priority box. There are some things that somebody comes to you and tells you something. Think about it. Mental notes about whatever it is. Oh, okay, don't worry. Can I attend to that later, please? I'll definitely get back to you. Or, oh, can you help me speak with so and so? The person can also send it to you. That way, you are able to shed some things off so that you can attend to what's important to you. Then the next one is defer. That's reschedule what's not urgent. What you think somebody, maybe I'm just saying, somebody asks you to do something and then you feel like, okay, based on your own priority, it's not urgent. Now, it might be urgent to that other person. You can actually have a reschedule. Okay, you know what? Let me quickly attend to this and this. Then I'll get back to you to attend to that. So that's one way we can also help ourselves to manage distraction. And one primary key thing that I've always mentioned in the course of this training is focus. If you remember what you have itemized for the day, it's like a core course that you don't want to fail. I have this and this and this that I must deliver for today. And it's not something that is too much for that day, because sometimes we overestimate what we can do in a day and underestimate what we can do in a year. You don't have to do everything in 1 year, do it in 1 day, no. But if it's just one thing, ensure that you do that thing and stick to it. That is focus. You have a focus. So we move on. Regardless of the distractions, you will not get that focus, to go away from your sight. Then the next one here is reflect and refine. Productive people don't just plan. They reflect at the end of each week and ask questions like this. What are my top 3 priorities this week? You want to make a mental note of this or probably put this to paper. What wasted my time? What energized me? What will I improve next week? Reflection turns experiences into wisdom. Okay, so what took the most of my 24 hours yesterday? What took the most of my 24 hours in the past 1 week? How can I rechannel to ensure that this beautiful dream that is top of my mind, I can, focus more energy towards them? So the more reflective you are, the more effective you would be. And my recommendation for us this morning is that every minute counts. In fact, the secondary school I attended, what was written on it was every second counts. And the moment that second is gone, you know that time is not on your side. You can't manage time, you can only manage yourself. And to be productive, you have to, put all this into perspective. Every minute you spend is a choice, a vote for life that you want. So it's now up to you, to choose wisely. Starting each day with a purpose is very key. Planning each particular day and each week. And then focus. There are a lot of things happening around, but you choose to focus on whatever you want to focus on. And then that way, you'll be productive. So you have to choose purpose over pleasure. Sometimes it happens that instead of planning your day, you just want to sleep around. You can plan your day. That day will be more effective. Choose focus over distractions, and then choose productivity over procrastination. So my closing quote here says that the bad news is time flies, but the good news is that you are the pilot. You are the one in charge. You can manage it, even though you don't have control over time itself. But at least you can control what you want to do with your time to live a productive life. Thank you. If you have questions, comments, feedback, kindly drop them in the comment section and then we'll get back to you. Thank you very much.